There was quite some turnaround just before half time, going behind and then going in 3-1 up. Can you just tell us about what happened in that stage?
I think we played a very good first half in total. So started very well, did well, scored a goal. We all felt we were 1-0 up, and then it was disallowed. Said to Ismaïla, I think your nose is too long. Because you can score a goal with your nose. That's why it was offside in his forehead. And then all of a sudden, 2 minutes later, with one poor defending after a set play, we are 1-0 down. And I really loved the reaction of the team today, because it was then all of a sudden that the stadium was loud. It looked like they get a little bit of belief, yeah. But the reaction was amazing. Then we played forward and immediately on the front foot again, not impressed by being 1 goal down and then getting this penalty, their red card, and then scoring another 2 fantastic goals straight before halftime. So that was really great. On the other side, we have to be self-critical. The second half, we didn't control the game how we should control it. We gave them too many dangerous situations in our box, especially after set plays. So, and this always started. They went straight long, and we were not sharp on second balls anymore. And that's how they got free kicks, long throw-ins, corners. And this is what we just have to do better. Not just passing the ball a little bit, also stay sharp out of possession, how we played first half. This we can improve, and this is what we can learn from today's game. But overall, great win here at Tottenham Stadium.
Your upward momentum seems really strong now. The club is, the team is playing really well.
Yes, we talked about it so often. Now we have most of the players back, but on the other side we had to make a change in the back three again. After 15 minutes we have to take Dani Munoz off the pitch, and Nathaniel Klein, he didn't play for many weeks now, and not so easy, but we can see that the players know exactly how we want to play. Now we have more time, or we had more time in the last weeks to train again, to integrate the new players. The understanding gets better and better, but I still see many things that we can improve in the way we play together. But let's say the second goal maybe from Jürgen Strand Larsen is everybody will say Adam's pass and Jürgen's finish, but the one who wins the ball back is Evan Guesson. He's a great counter press, and his movement from the opposite side and winning the ball against their six, that was the start of the second phase of our attack, and then Adam's pass and Jürgen's finish. So it was a huge team effort, and we can see the new players are getting known the way we want them to play better and better.
Thank you. Gary.
Hello, Oliver. I know you're looking up. Quite rightly, you're always looking forward and up, but at the other end of the table, you're 10 points now off the relegation zone, 38 points. Do you think some seasons that's enough to survive? I know you're not thinking just about survival, but is 38 points enough, do you think, this season to survive?
You should know better. You know the Premier League longer than I do. I don't know. I said we want to play the best Premier League season we ever have played. So we had 53 points last year. That's where our orientation is. But not. We stopped talking about winning and about the points. We started to talk about the way we are playing again. And now we have time to train, and the way we want to defend, the way we want to attack. And I think this gets now better and better, clearer and clearer for the new players, also for the ones who were injured very long, like Chadi. I think that's the best way to get as many points as possible.
Status and size can sometimes count for nothing. You've been in the game a long time. You've smelt and sensed teams that are heading out of a league, teams that are going to be relegated. Do Spurs give you that sense at the moment?
I think it's not my right to talk about the Spurs. I talk about my team, about my players, and for us it's a great win here. Because I remember when we started with our second game here, we won 3-0 against Burnley at home 2 years ago, and then we played here and we lost 3-1, and we were with, to be honest, no chance to win this game, even when we took the lead with Eberechi's free kick. But they were so much better, and I think this is when I see the last 2 games here, we have won. We lost at home 1-0, but I think in this game we were better than they were, and I think this is just the development and the progression of Crystal Palace, and that's what I'm looking at.
And just on the disallowed goal, it didn't matter in the end, but maybe if it had, is it getting a bit too ridiculous now, the closeness of these decisions?
Yeah, I think the difficulty is when you press stop, because maybe 0.05 seconds earlier, Ish Nose would have been behind the line. But yeah, there were. I remember we had, but it was last year, to be honest. I think we had one Ollie Watkins goal disallowed at home, where I think it was just his toenail was in offside, and I think Unai Emery was also complaining about it. So once you are the lucky ones, and once you are, how you say, the ones who suffer today, luckily we don't have to suffer because we have to win.
And with bits of noses being called offside, is it a good job that Zlatan doesn't play anymore?
This is what you said.
Any other questions? Yeah, thank you.
Hi Oliver, Ismaïla Sarr has bettered his goal contributions from last season already. Can you just say how much of an impact he's had on your side since returning from the Africa Cup of Nations?
Yeah, he had a huge impact before as well. He had a huge impact last year. He was on 8 goals. I think and I predicted him on double figures this year, because last year he arrived very late. He had no pre-season. He was not in a rhythm because he wasn't allowed to train and play for Marseille, and he did very well. So he's just, the way we are playing suits to the way how he is. That's why we signed him. And he has the confidence, and he has the players around him who give him the passes, like the second, and we're really seeing this gap. It's outstanding from Adam, but he's always on his front foot and making these runs. He understands where to move, how to move. He has the pace, he has the physicality, and also the finishing quality. And so, yeah, I still think that he's doing very well for us, and also not just the scoring. It's always a threat, even at Man United, and also not just in the attacks. He's understanding what we want from him. Sometimes being in the pocket, sometimes being in the gaps, sometimes dropping out, sometimes overload one side. So everything gets clearer and clearer the longer you work together, and so he's doing very well.
And it's the first win in the league from falling behind this season, coming into what we called yesterday the crunch time of the season. How much can you take from that?
You always know more stats than I do, so I think I know a lot. I always get well informed about everything. I just saw yesterday and I didn't really like it. I don't know which game I watched. How many points we already dropped from being in a leading position. I think we are the second worst with 19 points dropped. So we can improve this, but at the end, if we have comeback qualities, maybe we need both, getting the lead over the goal line and also maybe getting a turnaround within a game. So it's good that we have shown that we can do both.
Thanks. Any others? Matt, go on.
Hi, Oliver. What is the sort of injury to Munoz? Was it his sort of collarbone, his shoulder? What
shoulder. Just no shoulder right now. His arm is in a brace, and we will do further assessments. So he says doesn't feel so bad, but shoulder is always tricky. Hopefully not too long.
How pleased were you with the way that your team sort of overcame that? Because obviously without him and without Ismaïla, the results weren't good. The performances struggled. It must have been nice to sort of see Nathaniel Klein come in as well and have that makeshift defence, and how well they did.
Yes, it's great to see him, and when you see whom we are missing, and then also Maxence couldn't play. We played most of the minutes of everyone, of all the players this year, getting sorted again. Then Kleiny, he also had a minor injury, and then coming back, it's great. And also I think Jürgen Evan did very well today, even when he didn't score. Then Brendan had a good a good energy when he came. Uche I liked when he came on, so that's what we need, you know, the players being ready to help the team, even if they are not really satisfied sometimes with the minutes they get, and that's completely understandable, but at the end it's always be here, help the team and everybody. This is what we're getting now back, yeah? This kind of spirit, and this is what we need until the end of the season.
Thank you.